Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Heavens of Sorcery. So, I have a little bit of bad news, nothing major. If we open this up, and we pull up Apprentice Magics, I actually finished a couple quests, and originally I had this recorded. It's not a big deal, we didn't miss out on too much. That we're not going to be covering, we're going to cover it today. But the other day I was recording some Celestial Journey. My footage filled up and I was like, okay, I need to go delete some things because I tend to delete like once every couple weeks and it piles up, very quickly as far as file size. So I was going through and I was just deleting. Basically, when I record things, I'll put the footage for a specific recording into a folder. And so I was going through deleting and I deleted Heavens of Sorcery 2. Well, Heavens of Sorcery 2 was technically Heavens of Sorcery 2 and a little bit of Heavens of Sorcery 3 because, the recording ended up being a lot longer than intended. And I deleted it without thinking, anything. And of course, deleting stuff of that size, it's like, oh, we can't put this in a recycle bin, so do you just want to permanently delete it? I was like, yeah, go ahead. And then I got to this and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and edit that first bit of footage, see where I'm at. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I deleted it. So I do apologize. But we're going to talk about the stuff that we did, the back end of that episode. It's not a lot. It's just a little bit of stuff. Also, I want to show you guys this. This is the strangest branch I think I've ever seen. GG, Dynamic Trees. GG. And then I did do a little bit of building. Now, originally I was going to do building as kind of an episode. But my building consisted of pretty much just making wisdom wood and making dirt. I'm enjoying this pack, but when it comes to building on this pack, I hate it. I hate it so much at the moment. And that's because literally everything in this pack, they want you to craft through mana. Okay, whatever. It's not hard to do. And it's really the whole mana craft system. It's okay if it was just a couple things, but it's really dull. Especially when it comes to building, when you need lots of dirt. This was horrendous. It was not fun. It was not fun. I know it's dark right now. Let me just pop up here and sleep. But building was not fun. Not fun whatsoever. Because, first step, basically here's how building went. This is why I didn't bother doing an episode, because I haven't actually built anything other than just laying out dirt, really. So basically here's how building went. I set something on my right mouse button with the wand, and I AFK'd for about an hour to get pasture seeds. These infused pasture seeds. So I got a bunch of infused pasture seeds and bones. Then I came back, and I aimed it at metamorphic tiger stone, and I AFK'd for another hour or so to get lots of clay. And then I came back and stood, actually built out towards that pretty quick and set up a little crafting area. And I just made mana. And it was loads of not fun. It was just a whole lot of nope. The mana system's fine, I think. Honestly, it's, I think, one of the few skyblock craft systems. It's cool for a little while. But when it comes to building, it makes me miss sieving, which I never thought I'd say, but it makes me miss sieving, just because it's very humdrum to just craft mana. That's my only complaint with this pack so far. The mana crafts are just a little bit too much to not really have a way to automate it, very early or anything. But I did get our farms pushed over. You can see lots of wild berries. These are kind of more for decoration than anything. I made lots of fertile soil from rustics, so that way I don't have to deal with water. Of course, it's standard craft, so dirt and bone meal. We have infinite bone meal. And dirt, it's whatever. Basically, get your clay, craft it into a block, chuck it in a thing of mana, and make your mana with the water and the infused seed. Chuck it in there, you get 4 dirt, rinse and repeat. Hundreds of times. It didn't take a ton of time to get all this dirt, but it was so boring. Like, I could have made like a builder's wand or something to spread the dirt, but I actually placed it all by hand because it actually had me moving. Whereas, you know, in doing something for at least a minute, whereas the mana, it's just like bucket, bucket, drop infused pasture seed, drop a block of clay, bucket, bucket, and just repeat it. But over here I do have wheat, chili peppers, green peppers, and sugarcane placed out. So we do have a decent sized little farm area that's kind of coming together. Over here I did move our cows over. I'd like to maybe get some sheep and things today. I did make a few more meals and set them up. Technically, you can... I know Cuisine has this wooden arm. You put it in a dispenser and it can right click, so you can automate your meal. I'm not going to bother with it because it looks ugly to set up. In the meal, I mean, you just set up 4 of them and just right click, right click, right click, right click, right click, right click. We don't have, I mean, I guess you could put hoppers around it to collect it, but I don't think we really have like a good vacuum collection system, so I'm not even going to bother with automating that at the moment. I don't really see a point. Plus, it's not like we're milling just a ton of stuff. So, and I'm set up some drying basins and our crushing tub. Up here, I did shift our nether portal up. So, you know, it's kind of floating above the water. I figured, well, that's as good a place as any to put it. I did go ahead and just do this out of wisdom wood. Because we just don't have a ton of building materials available to us. And so I was just like, and I didn't really feel like farming a lot of quartz right now. After making all the dirt, I was just like, no. Normally, I have a lot of fun building. This pack, it drains on me just a little bit, but it should get better before too long. We're just going to have to push for more magic and more things, I think. And I did go ahead and just sort some things. So we have mob drops, etc., food plants, metals, etc., miscellaneous junk, blocks, and equipment tools. So I did go ahead and set that stuff up. I do need to make some more food here in just a minute, I think. Moved our furnaces over, and I set up this little area here. We do have a cobblestone generator setting here. Once again, nothing fancy, but it does serve our purposes just fine. You know, for what little bit of cobblestone that I use, it serves it just fine. Then I've got a couple cauldrons set up here. I do have a burning fire, so if we need to burn something, we've got that available. And then a cauldron over fire, and then just a regular cauldron. I do have water, I have mana, I have single mana and single nacra for, you know, a variety of crafts. So basically, it's a lot of bucket, throw it in here, toss in the infused pasture seed, toss in the clay, there you go, you got dirt, and rinse and repeat. Lots of fun. But if we take a look, you will notice I have tons of clay left over. So that's good. Now over here, a couple things that we did cover in technically the end of Heavens of Sorcery 1, but that I didn't get around to, but it's not a big deal. I did go ahead and set up a mana battery so that we can craft spells over there. And of course these have mana orbs in them, and if, for example, and that's one thing, let me grab like these out of here. That's one thing I didn't get to show you guys. It's actually super beautiful to use the mana battery now. So if we put that there, see all those pretty particle effects? And now we've got a mana orb with 100% mana. No input for this. It's just basically set it up and it goes. And just set it up kind of near this and it will work. I have made a spell and it's been tested. It's just a thrive, which basically does like a bone meal effect. But we're going to talk a bit about making spells. I also did go ahead and make a cape. Now, right now, this has a spell cost reduction of 33%. It actually starts with a 0%. And the longer that you wear it, which I know it has quality unlucky, we're going to tackle that in due time, but the longer that you wear your cape, the more that spell cost reduction changes, right? It starts at 0%, and it'll steadily go up. Mine's up to 33% at the moment. Not too bad. So the craft is just like that. Nothing all that difficult. You know, we've got cows. Cows aren't an issue. And we've got plenty of leather and stuff. So, but when you first get it, I do suggest you wear this thing and keep it on you all the time to get that spell cost reduction up, because spells in wizardry, I quickly noticed, spells in wizardry are not great because you don't really, at least starting out, I don't know about future stuff, but you don't really have like a passive mana regeneration. So you're going to have to pop these things. Oh, that used both of them. That's not cool. mean, it's not a big deal because they're easy enough to craft. Let me go ahead and just craft up a couple of these. But you basically go through this process. It would be nice if there was some kind of like passive generation of mana. It would just make it a lot more, like a lot more fluid to use, I think, instead of having to pop a syringe every few casts or something. But that's okay. That's fine. It's whatever. Plus, we haven't played enough around with this, I don't think. Let's go ahead and just clear this off. Get rid of that. And we're going to make a spell. We're going to go ahead and kick off with making a spell. By the way, this is all, I think, pretty standard to craft out. I don't think there's anything that I need to go over that's really anything beyond setting up this, I showed you how to set up the outline and everything. The mana battery, just crafted like that. So throw all this junk into mana, and you're going to get a mana battery. Lots of mana crafts. So many mana crafts. I'm sick of mana. But let's go ahead. We're going to make a new spell here. Alright, so we're going to make some kind of a damaging spell. I made the Thrive, which is cool because you can heal yourself and do like a bone meal effect. But we can either do an arc, a beam, a projectile, self, touch, or zone. I've got the Thrive on a zone, so basically I can like bone meal effect a zone, which is cool. I haven't used it all that much. I wanted to make actually a wherever it's at, the zoom, but it takes fairy wings to craft it, so I can't do that one. I'll tell you what sounds really good is maybe a decay and maybe an illumination spell. Let's go ahead and do an illumination. So we're going to make a projectile, and we're going to select illumination. Honestly, I think this spell might be even like probably one of the best ones that we can make at the moment. So right click this and drag it over to illumination. So there we go. Spell is valid. You can see we've got a 30 out of 20, illumination 50 out of 0. No real clue what that means, to be perfectly honest. I think it's mana cost and mana burn. So I think the default mana cost would be 80 on this, which seems like a lot. Yeah, I think that's what it is, though, is that. But if we click here, we can do a couple things. Like illumination has no effect, but if we left click on projectile, we can increase the range of the speed. Now, if you're doing like a damage spell, you could increase like power and make it deal more damage. You could do, like if you have an AoE, you can make duration, increases, things like that. Range would lengthen the range of reach of the spell, and speed would increase the velocity of the spell, as with projectiles. Now, I'm not really worried about illumination having a higher speed, I don't think, but range might be nice. So let's go ahead and let's toss a little bit of range. Now, as I add this, you're going to notice that the mana cost and the mana burn up here for projectile do go up. So right now we're up to a 90 mana cost and 27 burn. We do have a 33% reduction, so that's good. I'm going to say that's probably good. 3 range with illumination. That's probably not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. And it's going to store the recipe into our codex. And now if we open up our codex, we can click right here, and you can actually see it right here. We're going to need, if we tab over, we're going to need a nether wart, 3 ink sacs, glowstone, devil dust, and a nacre pearl. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. But we are going to have to pop into the nether to be able to make this. So let's go ahead. Let's pop in. Luckily, we're right next to some nether. Like, literally right next to some nether. It is right down there. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't even think about getting the nether wart from here, or the nether bricks from here. That would have been useful, I suppose. Because I used a few nether bricks between episodes, but I just crafted them out. And we'll just go ahead and pop down. I'm going to go ahead and grab a bunch of this. Now, really, I guess, since we're already in here, do we want to take a peek around and just see, hey, just see if we see any treasure? perhaps. Just any in the immediate vicinity. I do hear gas, so I don't want to go out really across those bridges at the moment. Blazes. Hey! Who's this guy? Because I don't like him at all. Whew. His name was like Cleaver or Clover or something. Yeah, no, we've got what we came for. Now, I do still need glowstone. I've got some right up there. I do hear ghasts. I see ghast. Alright. Hey! These are the bewitchment hellhounds. Oh, and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get beat to death. Ah, okay. Yeah, see that spell? I need to boost the power on it. Gotta get back to my stuff. Okay, now right over here would be a safe place to deal with these guys. That's some pro skills right there. There we go. That gives us Tongue of Dog. Oh, and I'm out of mana. Of course I am. So I don't know. I think getting up to Electroblobs would be the best. Would be the best thing to do. For sure. Okay. And I haven't looked to see what Electroblobs takes in this pack, because I want to try and use Wizardry for a little bit. I do love the crafting mechanic for the spells, but... and I don't know, there might be some kind of passive mana gen later on. You know, we're still at the early stages of the mod, so maybe there's some kind of passive mana gen, but at the moment I'm feeling like... And why does it feel like the FPS of Glowstone is like 2? Like it breaks and it's like it's hitching a lot for some reason. And it's only Glowstone, I don't understand. But no, I think I don't know how beneficial like trying, you know, I don't think it's possible, especially with the mana syringes not stacking. I don't foresee really being able to effectively go like caster and like trying to build around caster, because you totally can with like Electroblobs. You totally can just be a straight up caster. But I just don't see it with Wizardry if I'm having to just pump myself full of syringes after every like 2 or 3 casts, you know. Let's go ahead and pop back in. We do have our glowstones, so that's great. We got our nether wart, so that's great. The other thing that we need is 3 ink sacs. Devil's Dust, we've got that in Nacre Pearls. We do have a few of those also. I know it was brought up in the comments that if we open up here, step 3 Nacre, exactly 30 seconds is the Apex Pearl. I'm just going to count, like mentally, and this way we can make some better spells than using our other, you know, than using those other Nacre orbs. Those are fine for like just general craft stuff, but let's try to get some better spells today. So we're going to go ahead, just throw 3 of these in, and I'm going to count. Probably out loud, so I'm going to edit it out. But I'm going to count and try to aim for 30 seconds. Okay. We got Potent, just a little underdone. So we're going to go with a Potent. Getting those Apex ones for Illumination, I don't think it's that important, truth be told. And if they're all the same, so that's cool. Okay, so there's our Nacre. There's that. There's that. Now, the ink sac. And I am going to need one of these Devil Dust also. But the ink sac, we're going to have to get squid. Now, I think we could probably spawn them with like a water system and dig down, but I believe, if we look inside of here, I believe that there are squids that we can summon. I don't know what it takes. To summon a squid, it requires that we get an ink sac. I'm not for sure, but I almost feel like I'm going to right click and pull that off. And if we save that... Okay, does that take squid ink? Okay, like this, it does not require squid ink, so we're going to go ahead and make the spell like this. It's not expensive to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in our nether wart, our glowstone, our devil dust. And then, order is kind of important. Let's go ahead, we're going to add our Nacre Pearl at the very end of this. And it's kind of cool because you get all these like really cool visual effects that happen Then these things zoom around. You can see lots of mana being poured into this. We get pushed back from the kind of the mana explosion. This is where the mana battery becomes kind of important, because if we did not have this, we would have to manually go through and place mana orbs, which just sounds terrible. Might as well go ahead and make the mana battery. It's not expensive. And that's just going to passively collect mana. Now, I do have an idea to build a couple more of those, mainly for looks. One is more than enough. One is more than enough. You don't really need more than that ever. And there's no cost to run it. Now that we're done, we get a projectile illumination. You can see we have 30 and 80 on the cost and 20 on the mana burn. Which mana burn is basically, it's the bar below the blue bar. And if you cast too many spells too quickly, like it's possible or something, then what's going to happen is you're going to get negative effects, according to the book. I don't know what those negative effects are, but you're going to get negative effects from the mana burn. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our staff and attach that, and we're going to get an illumination projectile. And so what I can do, you can see on the screen, there's like this little, kind of like an FPS cursor sort of thing. But if we right click, we can try, oh, I don't have any mana, that's right. Gotta pop my syringe. Look out. There we go. Now we can fire these. Oh, I like them. I think that's what we're going to use to light up our base. But you'll notice that the actual mana cost to me is very minuscule. And that is a big thank you to our cape, which is now a 36% spell cost reduction. That's not too bad. It's kind of cool because it does get like a wider cursor sometimes. I thought it was because of jumping, but sometimes whenever I jump it doesn't do it. But what we can do is we can now start lighting up our base with these kind of non-accurate attractive lights. That's not even where I wanted them. But I'm going to go ahead and just dump off a couple things, and I'm going to, let's go ahead and open up this book. And I'm kind of curious about this raiding the pantry quest. We did look at this quest at the, towards the end of the last episode. I do remember editing that. And we can do this with just a nacre pearl of seemingly any kind. 3 sapphires and a gold ingot. It's not too expensive to do. And then we need the 3 sapphires and the nacre pearl. I'm just going to use like a waste nacre pearl. I don't think there's going to be any kind of a change to using a good one or not. Now, I do not know if this opens up like a permanent portal or how this even works. So I am going to set it up like, I'm going to do it right, I'm scared it's going to like blow that up. I'm going to do it right here. This sounds good. So let's go ahead, throw that in, that, and we're going to cast it. And let's see what happens. What do you do? Okay, we're just straight up teleported into here. Alright. That's fine. And my spell seemingly has no effect whatsoever in this place. That's cool. We did get a protection 4 enchanted book, and we got 10 sapphires, so that's good. If we take a look, oh gosh, this isn't looking good. Let's check the quest book real quick. Yeah, because it does say that it teleports you. Right here, teleports you to the raid, warning, preparing armor first is advised. Yeah, that's good. Which I'm just wearing a piece of like iron armor, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Shoot and loot. Now that you've made it in, there's plenty of useful stuff stored in there. But what you're really looking for are other worlds cores. With these, we should be able to open portals to further planes which hold a bounty of new resources. We'll need 3 in total at present. Be careful though, this place has been left unchecked for a long time. So we need to get 3 of these, and we'll get a protection 4 and 10 amethyst. And a loot chest raid. Some chests in the raid give general dungeon loot. Some give these things. So things like diamond chest plates and really good swords and things like that. So that's what we're really after at the moment, I think. I cannot break things within this place. My sword does not have a whole lot of durability left, and I don't really have the slightest clue as to how to get out of this place. Okay, what do we got? Growth powder. And a plethora of name tags. Oh, we can't even break the chests and stuff here. Okay. And I guess that's why our lights don't work, is because we can't light this place up. We do have ourselves a mimic. But I think just fighting around the doorways, it's like... It's like we're not even getting hit by anything. And it seems like the mobs can't even fit through these single doorways. But this may just be a safe space within this area. I'll be using my pick before too long. I just didn't really want to have to make a diamond pick. Okay. Let me just go ahead and loot all that stuff. Another chest back in there. Oh, that looks just great. Come on. Now, it does seem like the mobs aren't really respawning, so this might actually be fairly easy to make it through this place. Just we have to play it safe until we get some decent armor. Uncivilized. Increases damage against illager mobs such as Vindicators and Illusioners. I like that. I foresee that being extremely useful to us. Okay. Cannot break it. Elytra. A bow with power 3, a diamond hoe. Not bad. We also got a shiny red balloon, allows the wearer to jump higher. These are really, really nice. We're going to go ahead and throw that into our bauble slot, so now we can jump really high. I'm not sure... I don't know, unless there's like levers or something like that somewhere. Oh, of course you'd be down there. What a cool guy. Okay, I'm not really excited about that jump at all. Yeah, I don't know. Let me get some netherrack. Let me get a couple things I should probably go ahead and just do. Let me go ahead and get just iron helmet, iron legs, and iron boots. I mean, we could go for diamond. It's just so dreadful to make. Everything's just mana, and I want to escape that, or at least get to where we can automate it to some degree, because it's really actually painful. I'm going to try placing blocks. I don't expect that it's going to work, but if we do /back, yeah, we can go ahead and pop back in here, grab our stuff. Yep, we can't place that. We're going to have to actually make that horrendous jump. Oh my gosh. Let me in that room. Oh, we have a 2.5 minute cooldown on that. Alright. Alright. We'll hold on for a second here. Now, I guess one thing I could go ahead and do real quick is just make one more diamond and we can get a diamond sword. Which would be nice. And we'll get that diamond sword. Okay. We have 21 seconds left on that cooldown. Now, if I had fairy wings, I could have just used like zoom, which is a really cool spell effect, but I need fairy wings. I don't have access to that at the moment. Cools liquids, that could be good. If I did that, and I did it, say, as a projectile's fine. We can see how it works out. But if I did that, and I hit save... Oh, I don't have my codex on me, though. I can always go back in there, and once I get to a safe place, you know, head back in, or head back to here. But, oh, gosh. This is going to be a pain. And it's possible with that little jumping thing, little jumping trial, is a little bit harder because of that red balloon, because I am jumping higher, I'm hitting the ceiling a lot faster, and so I'm falling a bit faster, so it might be a bit easier if I didn't have that on. Of course, I'm past it now, technically, but I'm basically warping back into golem death at the moment, so that's not great. Alright, let's give this another shot. See what happens. Watch me die. Just right. Oh, there we go. I'm out of the lava. Okay. The next time we teleport in should be, hopefully, a little bit better. See, maybe leap or something like that might be good. And I was thinking there was, for bypassing that, but phase. Phase would allow us to probably get through those iron bars. I just got to thinking. I don't know if this would work because it seems like we can't place blocks in this place, but I'm thinking that phase would allow us to walk through those iron bars. Okay, blocking those fireballs doesn't seem to do much of nothing, but we are now safe. Okay. All right. There we go. Maybe we're in a better spot now. Now, I don't know if I was to warp back. I've noticed that the bar almost seems like we can just spam attack. Like the attack bar. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to warp home and just see if we can throw together a couple quick spells. I want to test to see if they will work for us. So let me just, which I'm going to have to get back across that thing, but that might be okay. I want to look at a couple things. So if I warp back over to here, plus I need to dump off my inventory anyways, and we do have some protection books. I don't know if I want to put them on this. I think I'd rather put them onto like diamond armor, considering they are protection 4 books, or 1 protection 4 book. We did get an elytra, so there's that. I don't think I'll actually need those in this dungeon, because I don't think I'll need that in the dungeon. Oh, I have vanished now. My head has disappeared. What in the whole world? I'm like almost like halfway invisible. Okay, so if I wanted to make a couple spells here, so if I wanted to make like the incorporeal spell, incorporeal movement, so let's just go ahead and erase this real quick. I'll check that in a second, but I think we're going to do a self, and we're going to do phase. Connect that over. Spell is valid. Oh gosh, the mana cost though. It's okay. Our cave is building up, so there's that. We're gonna need a diamond, ender pearl, devil dust. How do I get an ender pearl? Unripe pearls, mana infusion, which we don't have at the moment. Dungeon chest, could possibly get it that way. If I was to grab this thing, I'm starting to think this may not be possible for us to even get at the moment to get that phase spell. If it would even work. Probably would though, I think. Conjure endermen, but it does require an ender pearl. Can we conjure fairies? Because I'd like to get fairy wings for a spell that I had looked at, but they only exist, according to the book, they come from a dimension that's currently a work in progress and doesn't work. So, and I'm not seeing anything about conjuring fairies. Okay, yeah, so I may not be able to pull that off either. May just have to see if we can find an ender pearl, and then we could probably get into those iron bars. There might be some other way, and I'm just missing it. You can only go back once. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to... Okay. Let me grab my Spellforger's Codex back out then, because in that case, I'm going to have to go back over that lava mess. Let me try to make a projectile frost spell. Let's save that. I don't care about making it stronger or anything like that. I just want to see. We're going to need a snowball. Somehow I was kind of expecting that. And of course snowmen, but I don't think we're going to be able to get snowballs either. Cool. We can make spells. We just can't make most of the spells because we don't have stuff to make them. Alright, well, let me go cast this again. Hopefully it doesn't make a new one. Hopefully it's still, like, cleared. Take me back. Oh, we got a new one now. So maybe we don't have a lava pit of doom right there out the gate. We just have a bunch of empty rooms instead. There we go. I mean, these guys aren't too bad. I mean, as you can see, you just kite them around. Golems aren't terribly difficult mobs to deal with, really. So, oh, we got an Otherworld's Core, and we got an Ethereal Sword. 7 attack damage. Okay. 1.6. 1,561 durability on it. Luck of the Sea 3. We got a Pick-a-Rang, which can break blocks. We got a Shulker box. That's kind of cool. And we are getting melon seeds, which is a nice find. Ah. Okay. And we got another Otherworld Core. Wonderful. These do not stack either, so let's check this chest. We got a beacon. We got a glass item frame. Grab all this. So if we can't go back more than once, I guess. Oh, and if you look on the map, actually right over next to us is our old dungeon. So it still exists, we just can't get back to it, I guess. And we can't, I feel like there's probably something buried. Oh no, wait, this is part of the new dungeon. There's some lappies. Oh no, this is just a bridge. Okay, this isn't so bad. Starting to run out of space. Oh! There is an oak acorn though. We can start making oak trees. I saw a chest open. Somewhere's about. I definitely don't need the wheat. I'm gonna throw that back. Glass item frame I'm not too worried about, so I'm gonna throw that back. Okay. And there's some sort of mystical portal in this place. Not really sure what mod this is all from. I don't guess I've ever played with this mod before, but it's interesting. Oh, that one's a mimic. Oh, there we go. We got a panic necklace with plus 5% speed, increases the wearer's movement speed after taking any damage. Not bad. So we can nope up out of places really quick. And we do get the passive 5% movement speed, which is not bad. Seems like all of our artifacts are going to come from mimics, but we can summon mimics too, so that's cool. Diamond chestplate, that's what I want. But let's see what this portal thing is all about. Oh, we leave. Okay, so they're actually pretty short little dungeons. Alright. And we did get 2 Otherworld's cores. We can make Advanced Builder's Bag. And we can make rituals to get the Weathered Stone and Mossy Stone. Going to the Misty World. So there is that. Oh, and we do have the Shulker box. I guess we could have used that kind of as like a backpack sort of thing. I'm going to carry it with me for the next place. There we go. And let's do one more. We do need another Otherworld core. So. Ooh, this one's looking a bit more like, actually if we open this up, yeah, there we go. We can actually see our other dungeons that we've opened up and created. Let's take a peek in here. And we can see all the mobs on the map as well. This might be a little bit of a longer episode, but that's fine. I got another one of these rooms. I don't love it. But we might be able to find a way around it, too. That's a possibility. Gosh. Luckily, these guys can't get through here, so... Hey. Alright, so what do we got here? Ender Pearl. Cool. Acacia Seed. Yeah, we'll take that stuff. Okay, what do we got here? Infinity Enchant. Another Ethereal Sword. And then we got some iron. Okay. Now, if we go up here, it's probably going to connect back up to... Before we went through that maze room. Yeah. Maybe. Does it? Or... Yeah, there's the door. Okay, this guy just must have come from somewhere else. So what do we got in here? We got another beacon, and we got horse armor. We got rope. Whoa, okay. We got 2 more Otherworld cores. And another Otherworld core. Okay. And now... Actually, it might, in all truthfulness, just be quicker. I've got a lot of things. Okay, never mind. There went that. Oh, that's so dirty. I lost, like, some things. Mending Punch 2 and Power 4. Oh, there's my... Okay, it came back. And apparently I cannot right-click to add... Okay, there we go. There we go. I cannot right-click to add when I have a chest open. I do like that bow, though. That's quite nice. Hey! What you doing in here? I'm busy. Okay, thanks for that. And we can snag the saplings out of these, so that's pretty cool. Okay, into the library we go. Which, yeah, seems to have nothing. Alright. I don't know, I feel like with a little bit of tweaking, this mod, you could make dungeons that were, like, nightmarish. No matter what the difficulty is. Or, you know, and whatnot, but... No matter what stage of a pack you're in. Oh, that's a mimic! Ha ha ha! What we got? We got a pocket piston. Increases knockback from all attacks when worn, but I think it goes into our bauble slot. No, it goes there. Okay. We'll go ahead and equip that. This dungeon's a bit longer than that last one. I can't say for sure about the first one because I didn't make it to the end or anything, but there's the portal over there. I don't really care about getting to the portal because I can just do /island home and not have to deal with that lava mess there. But I do know that over here there was more treasure. There's a mob right in there somewhere. And we do got some treasure. We got another Otherworlds core. Getting a lot of those things. We now have 6 of them. Now we got another one of these rooms. I feel like ethereal is the way to go for this, is what I'm thinking. Because I'm not really seeing like buttons or any kind of levers or anything like that to pull. I do think we're going to need ethereal to be able to get past that. I like finding these mimics though, because some of the artifacts from Artifact are pretty nice. Power Glove increases the wearer's melee attack damage, and we have Lucky. When in offhand, we get +2 luck. No, but I'll equip it there. I'm not too worried about the extra luck. But oh wow, and that is substantially more damage now with our golden gauntlet of doom. Okay, what about back this way then? Another Otherworld core. Yay, and lots of amethyst, I'll tell you. I remember there's a trick to those little guys, but I can't remember. I don't remember if we have to hold the item that they're holding, or there's some kind of item that we can offer them, I think, that will entice them over. Okay, let's go back along this way. We can bypass these evil, evil things. Oh, we got another Elytra, some sapphires. We got a Sweeping Edge 3 and a Bane of Arthropods 2 book. Bane of Arthropods, but the Sweeping Edge is quite a nice find, I think. Okay, so that's it for this dungeon. I'm going to go ahead and just slash island home. But anyways, over to this book, we have the Misty World. We have Mistborn and Airborne. Now that your power has further grown, it's time we push into another plane. This time we're bound for the Misty World. I know little of it, save that it has materials we sorely need. The place is unnerving, to say the least. You'll need to use a ritual to imbue 2 stones with otherworldly cores. Then place them vertically with a block of gold in between. Yeah. And we're going to have to do this and this. And then Airborne. Collecting materials from the Nether was a good start, but continuing our progress is going to require further dimension hopping. One of our next stops is the plane known as the Aether. At first glance, it seems the polar opposite of the Nether, a paradise rather than hell. But in my experience, it is every bit as deadly, if not even more so. The portal gateway to access the Aether is built the same as the Nether portal, but with glowstone in place of obsidian. Once built, use one of the otherworld's cores to activate it. Alright, so we can either go into the Aether or into the Misty World. But I am going to go ahead and end it out here because I know it's wrapping up point. I have a piston arm and a golden hand. That's kind of cool. But I'm going to end it out here. I'll probably go ahead and start recording the next episode, though. Go ahead and dive into one of those 2 dimensions. Maybe the Misty World first. Maybe. Just go ahead and get the cascading world gen lag out of the way, maybe. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was a little bit interesting. Those dungeons are kind of cool, albeit kind of deadly also. I do like this super jump, though. It's super nice. Yeah, so next episode we will be popping into a dimension and collecting materials. But yeah, so anyways, we'll pick back up next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.